Welcome to the Business Owner Elevation Podcast, the show that's designed for coaches, consultants, and expert business owners that are looking to achieve higher levels of productivity and profitability, where we share battle-tested tactics and innovative ideas that guarantee to elevate your business rapidly. Brought to you from the award-winning Best UK Business Podcast in 2015. Without further ado, here's your hosts, Robert Dean Smith and Leon Street.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Business Owner Elevation Podcast. Elevation Nation, coaches, consultants, and experts, are you ready for what we have in another action-packed, exciting show? It's Leon Street here alongside my co-host,
Mr. Robert Dean Smith the First, aka the Marketing Manifesto guy.
Oh yeah, baby. We're back in the building. We are back. What am I talking about, Rob?
Well, yeah, I mean, most of you would have thought, did I just hear the right intro? Because they would have heard, normally that would be the Small Business Elevation Podcast, and it's now called the Business Owner Elevation Podcast. So the elevation is still there, the business is still there, but the smaller's gone.
Yeah, absolutely. So guys, if you caught us, as Rob said on our previous podcast, SB Elevation, which was basically Small Business Elevation, we've grown up. We've gone to the next level of grading school. We now are Business Owner Elevation, and you know, this time around there are some new things in store, and so we're using this episode to give you guys an introduction into what's happened, what's changed, and what is yet to come. There are some huge things going on right now. We learned a lot from our journey with SB Elevation, which I'm sure we'll tap into shortly, but this episode is all about just giving you guys a heads up as to who we are and where we're going next in order to help you to take your business to the next level. So on that note, what I'd like to do, Rob, before we kind of break it down, do you think it's cool just to jump straight into what our mission is right now?
I don't think it causes any harm to jump into the mission. Then we can explain what the backstory of why this mission has come about. I think that's great.
Cool. All right, excellent. So here it is, guys. We have this top secret mission that once we have read it, please be careful because this message will self-destruct. I'm joking. So the mission is, guys, and I want you to really understand where we're coming from because we truly believe in our mission in helping the people in our market. So our mission at Business Owner Elevation is to help coaches and consultants and business owners to use E3, where they execute, elevate, and evolutionize their business, marketing, and brand. Our community is Elevation Nation, and we're here to take you to new and higher heights of productivity and profitability. And believe you and me, guys, we are obsessed about this mission. This is something that drums true in our hearts, souls, minds. Wouldn't you agree, Rob?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, as we're using this kind of spy terminology and war terminology, you know, for us, we want to infiltrate the expert marketing space. There is holes, gaps that we have seen. And when I say we, that's myself, that's Leon Street, and also Phil Faulkner, who you will obviously hear about in another edition. And what's basically happened over the time, and we'll explain the backstory of how we all know each other, but what has happened is since we met and we've had the preliminary discussions is that we all each had our own individual businesses in the marketing space. And we noticed a common bear bug in the market, especially in the expert marketing space. These people, or some self-proclaimed gurus, but really consultants and coaches who like the idea of the lifestyle of a coach, but probably not absolutely delivering on execution of the value of their services. Or they may have another syndrome that they are executing, but they're very poor on the marketing side. So what we've decided to do is we've surveyed the market. We want to infiltrate it now, really change it for the better. And that's the reason why we've come up with this mission. We're obsessed with this mission to change that space, because obviously we are agents of change, and we love the coaching space, but there's some people who are not quite agents of change. They're agents of doom and gloom.
Hype and swipe.
Hype and swipe, as we call it, crooked coaches, which
Yeah.
I'm sure if you see a couple of our episodes or hear some of a couple of episodes, we will refer to the hype and swipe merchants, which are crooked coaches.
Absolutely.
That deliver no value.
Cool. So the reason why I wanted to jump straight into the mission, Elevation Nation, everybody listening right now, is I wanted you guys to be able to identify with that mission. And if that's you, we're speaking to you, you're a coach, you're a consultant, you're an expert. And, you know, like I said, that message has resonated. This whole podcast is for you. We are going to break down some amazing pieces of content. We're going to bring some value bombs. We're going to be dropping some bombs when it comes to your business, your marketing, and how to leverage and, you know, really put together a systemized approach to you getting more leads, clients, and cash. And this will take many forms. You know, it will go through some key areas of marketing, I would say, as the first point, and then we'll touch into different areas of business, and then also some areas of personal development, because as we know, we're all human. We have our faults, and you know, and the key thing is that we can all do better and we can all improve. And that's what this podcast is all about. It's helping you guys to go to the next level and mapping our journey out along the process. And actually, before we jumped onto this, we were talking because I've been listening back to our first ever episode on sbalelevation.com and that podcast. And speaking to Rob and saying, Rob, do you realize it was 3 years ago when we recorded that first episode? And it's like crazy, just language, the changes in our lives as well. That's a whole nother episode we'll get on to, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
I'd actually love to break that one down when Rob's ready. But as Rob alluded to, there's actually 3 of us on or in the business now. And the third person is Phil Faulkner. He's not going to be a mainstay regular on the podcast because Phil is a big advocate and he's taken up the reins for what we're doing with video. But Phil will appear in some crazy rants that we will annex into this podcast. And as Rob said, there will be an episode coming up very soon where the 3 of us will break it down, give you our backstories, just so you know a bit more about us, our specialist skills, and how we can help you to move to the next level. So I'm not sure if I missed anything there, Rob.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I think going forward, Elevation Nation, you were used to, we started, obviously, the majority of the podcasts that we did, which was over somewhere in the region of 60, it was heavily interview based, and that's not going to change. We're going to bring in some of the best interviews from around the globe and locally within the UK of people that we feel that will impact you in a way that's going to elevate you and move you to another level of execution in business, so that you can actually revolutionize where you are. But in that, there will be probably a little bit more of myself and Leon and Phil that will go into certain deep dive topical subjects, and that will consist of basically just live, what you would call case studies. I like to call cash studies, you know. And some of the methodologies that we're using, things that we're finding in the marketplace, in this expert space, whether that's little hints and tips when you're looking at speaking, whether that's how you deliver a webinar. But we're going to probably really unearth some real great content that we are personally using and demonstrate and getting massive results for ourselves, but also our coaching clients on the Vortex program, which we run in the expert market space for coaches and consultants.
Absolutely.
So be
thanks for breaking down parts of the new format, Rob. So as Rob mentioned, we will be continuing to do our interview-based style approach that we had in SB Elevation. It was very successful. I mean, we interviewed some really great people. Yeah. There was Dee Blick. She's a famed author from the UK on the topic of small business marketing. We had some big people from the States like Grant Cardone. We had Bob Berg. We also had one of your favorite guys in sales, Rob. Who is that?
That was Tom Hopkins.
There we go.
I also enjoyed was it Iron Jack or Jack?
Iron Man Jack Day.
Iron Man Jack was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Brian Eisberg in the Google AdWords space and Google conversion base as well was magnificent.
Yep. So we had some really great people
Yeah.
from UK, Europe, around the world.
Yeah.
Callum Lang actually was Singapore, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, previously we brought the hustle. This time around, we're going to go to the next level because we've discussed some things, and we're really going to try and pull the cat out of the bag with this one. Because one of the things I said to Rob in our hit list, our top 100 hit list even, I want to bring some of the real classic gurus that are still alive to this day and bring their message to you so you can hear about the great things that have influenced where the expert market space is today because of these kind of guys, because of the influence that they've had, that many people have no idea about. Many people have not done their homework and the research, and that's okay. That's what we'll do for you when we bring these episodes.
Yeah.
We're going to bring the source to you. And what does that mean? It means we're going to go after some of the, what's the best way for me to put it, Rob? Some of the people that they're no longer operating, they're semi-retired, they've gone underground.
They're underground, most of them. They're underground. The ones that are living are pretty much living in obscurity because it's designed that way for them.
Do you hear that? Designed that way.
Designed that way. They don't want to be in the limelight. They are happy, somewhere on this remote island and having their money wired from a Swiss bank. They're very happy. But we're trying to get them from that place to at least get on a podcast with us.
Absolutely.
And share, information that probably don't be dumbfounded. Your mouth will open, your jaw will hit the floor and think, is that possible? Yes, it is.
I've got an idea, Rob, and this is just off the cuff. You guys will get used to us as these episodes unfold. Give me 3 people who you want to get. I know I'm putting you on the spot, but I'll just give you 3 of mine because I can't think of all of them either, but I'm doing it on purpose. Just so we stake a claim now and we'll see as this podcast develops. Yeah,
sure. Let me just see, because you have truly blown me over. No, but I would like to get somebody like well, I think you're going to mention him, so I won't mention him. I want to get somebody like a Clayton Makepeace, a world-class direct response copywriter, still active, probably gross earnings around £3-4 million a year just from pen and paper ink.
Make sure you write these names down, guys, and Google them.
Who else would I like to get? Let's see. I think I'm just trying to think of a source one now. Let's go real deep. Another copywriter I'd like, because he actually does. He does actually live in. He lives in 3 places: Switzerland, America, and Cyprus. And he's dubbed something like a $10 billion man. Ted Nicholas, who has been to the UK many times, but really he's pretty much in semi-retirement. He's just got things rolling and. A lot of the gurus go to him, not to learn copywriting, just like asset management, like how do you move millions abroad? How do I keep my millions in places like Switzerland? And I think that's the kind of consulting he's doing. Let's see who else. That's Ted Nicholas. That's Kate Maker. Both copywriters, man. I've gone deep on my copywriters, and I. Who else? Let's see. Oh gosh, you stopped me, Lee. You drop him too.
All right, so
you drop him too.
I know one of the ones you'd probably said. Todd.
Correct. Yeah.
He actually agreed with me in person when I was at one of his private workshops back in December 2016.
Yeah.
So I'm really going to push him to make that happen. I'd like to get him. I'd like to get Russell Brunson.
Yeah.
And who else would I like to get? I think it's your opportunity to drop your 3rd one, Rob.
I might go and get, because I like these old school methodologies, because a lot of the old school source methodologies work right now. And it's interesting, I don't want to reveal too much, like what we're talking about with the bot and changing that and using the message.
Yep.
Yeah, because that just reminds me of a guy that was absolutely killing it, using postcards and voice and voice recorded messages, and that guy's Luke Jayton, and he was known as the postcode guy, and he made millions teaching it and millions of pounds selling products off getting a postcard through your letterbox and then listening to a 5-minute pre-recorded message.
I see. I see. Well, I've got some names as well, but I'm not even entirely sure myself, to be fair. But there's definitely some of the greats that you've spoken to and had communications or actually researched into, like Rich Sheffron.
Yeah.
And I know you mentioned one of the Gary Halbert's sons as well.
Yeah.
So I'm in agreement. I want to go like right back to the source on some of these episodes, guys. And the whole point, the reason why we're kind of focused on this a little bit is just so you understand. It's like we're gonna do our level best to go deep and bring you content that you've not heard before.
And I'd like to get Dean Jackson on.
Yeah, and it'd be fantastic. Who I name. A bit of humor, the white Notorious B.I.G.
Yeah.
And it's purely
but also the guy that, this is what we're talking about. When we say source Elevation Nation, this was the guy, like most of you, you opted in for email, name, address, something. He was the guy that invented the squeeze page. He was the guy that logically thought that out. Actually doing some consultancy with Rich Sheffron at the time, if I believe right, he was doing something in that marketplace. So
amazing. So guys, like whether you heard of these names or not, we're gonna push. There'll be some other people. There's a few people I've got my eye on from YouTube who are vloggers. And remember, guys, we also have our own vlog. It comes out at the moment around every 2 weeks. It's called BOE TV. So if you go to businessownerelevation.com/TV, you will get each episode. They're released on a 2-week schedule, as I mentioned. So just look out for those. The podcast will be released as a minimum every week. And what we're going to do is bring forward some of our back catalogue from what we had in SB Elevation. So they'll be put into the podcast as bonus episodes, so you will get the pleasure of hearing some of the expert interviews we had previously. Those, and as Rob said, we will bring you lots of great content from ourselves.
And the other thing I think we're going to try and do, the other thing which we kind of did, but near the end it's like tough. Like I think what we were kind of good at is getting emerging entrepreneurs who are going to be leaders that you wouldn't have heard of them. And one of those, which at the time, but we didn't get around to interviewing, is a guy who's blown up now, Steve Bartlett of Social Chain, because I remember speaking to him about 3 years ago, and he agreed to do a podcast, and we just never got around to doing it. And at that time, he was not, nobody would have known him that well like they know him now. So we want to get some of those emerging leaders. And you'll think, hey, they ended up on your show, etc., and they blew up. Not because of us, but we're just getting them before they blow up.
And when we say blow up, guys, nobody is going to be splattered to pieces of meat. So, guys, we're going to bring some real energy, some real hustle. There's a lot in store, and, Elevation Nation, this is all for you. This is our commitment, our obsession to this mission, as I mentioned earlier. So, if you want to find out more about us, please remember to visit the website. It's businessownerelevation.com/podcast to get each episode. If you just want to check out what's going on, just go to the homepage, businessownerelevation.com. We've got lots of great content on the website already. There's some articles, there's some blogs. As I mentioned, you've got the BOE TV, which is a bi-weekly vlog. And, if things pick up, there'll be more coming. And on the vlog, we've actually got some really cool guests coming up for you. We've got some entrepreneurs, and just to give you a quick insights, and I don't want to jump into this in any detail whatsoever, but we have a Hollywood star coming up on our next episode, so make sure you check that out.
Yeah, he's a star. He's gonna blow up. He's one that hasn't. He's making good money. He's in a big show, but trust me, his mission is gonna blow up.
Cool.
So yeah.
Great stuff. So I think on that note, Rob, I don't think there's anything else more to say, because we've probably hit around the mark where we wanted to keep this one kind of short and snappy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think going forward, guys, what you'll get from us is probably around the half an hour mark. There'll be 30-minute episodes. Some will go over, where the content is good, or we're diving into something where it needs that bit extra attention, time and care. But otherwise, we're just going to bring you some fun-packed episodes so that you can use on your commute, whether you're at the gym, it doesn't matter where you are. We'll be in your ear, helping you along your journey. Rob, is there anything else you'd like to add before we close out?
No, I think it's just, I think guys, just look out for the content. There's going to be a lot more content coming in different formats, as I said, BOE TV, the podcast. And also for those that joined the email epiphanies, you're going to see in your inbox some creative genius and therapeutic rantings, but it will also have a very serious message in there that will help you to move to that next level of in your business cycle, in your business journey. So yeah, for now, I'm just excited about the future guests that are going to be coming on, and really looking for us to expose some case studies to you of what we're doing in our business and for our clients.
Absolutely, guys. So Elevation Nation, I just want to say thank you for listening. If you want to interact with us, make sure you check out the Facebook group. It's Business Owner Elevation. So you'll be able to search for that on Facebook. If you can't search it and find it, simply go to businessownerelevation.com/group, and that will get you to the Facebook group. We've got lots of our other community members in there who are interacting. We'll be doing many other things like Whiteboard Wednesdays, so look out for those, where we'll be doing exclusive trainings in the Facebook group on many different topics to help you, go to the next level. And so I think, just to close out, keep soaring to new and higher heights of productivity and profitability. And from myself, Leon Street, thank you for listening today. Rob.
And again, thank you for listening, good people of Elevation Nation London. As Leon said, we're soaring to higher heights of productivity and profitability, which means that you will execute, you will elevate and evolutionize yourself and your brand.
Pow.
Until next time, Elevation Nation, visit www.businessownerelevation.com and keep soaring to new and higher heights of productivity and profitability.